Welcome to the Craft Kitchen. Hello dearies, my name is Tina from Frida Friemel, and today I'm going to do the second prompt on Max Journal's prompt list for Junk Journal July 2024, named Colors. This is actually number 21 on her list, but as I told you in my previous video, if I'd use the prompts in order of this list, I would have to make each page of this journal we made in the first video, the prompt Spark, for itself. But I like to show you my process of making a journal. So I'm going to shuffle up the prompts a bit, and today we're continuing to color up some of the pages of the journal, like this. I'm going to show you how to achieve this wonderful aged and really grungy coloring without having to buy the fancy stuff. Most of it you might have at home or can switch with something else. For this I'm going to be using the first signature in the journal. I've already painted on some gesso, white gesso, like here and here, here also, to protect the pages because it's gonna be messy. And we're going to be using liquid colors. I'm gonna be using simple spray colors I made myself for this, like this acrylic paint, heavily watered down. It's brown and black in this case. Here I have some Easter egg dye, also watered down but without the vinegar, because you don't want to smell your paper of vinegar. What do we have here? This is actually a walnut stain distress ink refill, watered. In this spray bottle I have rust water, like this. There, rust water I made myself, and some watered down white gesso, also watered down black acrylic paint. What else? This is just black acrylic paint, heavily watered down. And here I've made a mix, orange brownish. This is acrylic paint and watercolor. In fact, the liquid watercolors, like this, also mixed with water to make it sprayable. Here I have some gold mica with isopropanol, and of course coffee. What else do we need? I like to use these pliers, I don't know, these hands there, silicone, to hold my paper and spray it, or dry it with my heat gun. Yes, I actually have the big one. Then we're going to be needing some pieces of paper towel maybe, or cloth. The benefit of using cloth for this is you'll be dyeing your cloth while dyeing the paper. It's perfect. And I'm also gonna be showing you how you can achieve this with this. Just using these very, very cheap measuring tapes. Cut them here and then rip them off. Sanded them a bit with my sand block, and then we're going to need clear gesso. And I'm also going to be using I like to call it cardboard spray booth. Usually I use this one, but this is way too big to put it under the camera. So I've made a new one, a bit more flat. I hope this also will work. Nevertheless, I should protect the background and my mat a bit, because I haven't tested this yet. So I've protected my workspace with some newspaper, and I forgot to tell you, I always layer some sheets of paper in here, plain or coffee dyed or stained, while staining other stuff. Sometimes this lining turns out really, really beautiful after spraying other colors on it. So let's see. This is our first signature. I'd say let's start with this, because I actually can show you already. As you can see here, this was painted with gesso, and this I've left plain. So I'm gonna be putting the side I want to protect. I don't want to use any color on with a sheet of paper. So I don't know if I want this piece of fabric to get messy. No, I think I'll cover this too with a piece of paper. I'll just rip for this. So, like so. So we've protected this paper with gesso, so we can use watery stuff on it without seeping through too much on the to the other side. First, I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this beautiful pattern, because it's really, really easy, dearies, really easy. First, we'll need some coffee and a sponge or brush, and just dip the coffee on the gesso, leaving some puddles here and there. Yes, actually these puddles are very important. So now, let's see, I'm just using a bit of paper towel, a piece of paper towel, dipping in a bit so the puddles are not that deep. And then I'm going in with my heat gun. And for this I'm turning off the volume because you don't need to hear this heat gun actually. After our first layer of coffee is nearly dry, I'm going in with a second layer, just putting some puddles here and there. Again, taking off the water a bit, not all of it. And drying it again. So this is dry and actually very hot. So now you could leave as is, dearies. See here, the edges are darker. I'm going in a third time with our coffee, building up the coffee stains a bit more. Like so. So this is my third layer of coffee, and for your last layer you don't want to be the coffee completely dried, because now we're using the teal Easter egg dye, not spraying but splattering. This doesn't work. I actually, oh no, need a spoon for this. Just putting the tiniest bit on my craft spoon. Yes, I have a craft spoon. Like so. Splattering over the page. Like this. And now going in with a paper towel and dabbing around, like so. This might have been way too dry. Let's see. Going in with another layer of Easter egg dye. Just like so. and dripping in a bit of coffee again, just mixing up the teal with the coffee brown, see, like here, not all the way. Yes, this actually looks beautiful. So now our paper is completely dry. Yes, and as you can see, we have mixed the teal with the coffee. We have these beautiful frayed edges here and here. It's all happening by accident. And I think I'd like to give this a bit more interest by splattering some drops of coffee on there. So, and just let them dry. So now all the splatters have dried, and we've got this. We're going to be leaving it like this because we're going to decorate it a bit more. Let's see. Oh yeah, since we're talking about color, we're going to be using the orange page, protecting the other page again, like so, and also protecting the fabric here, just a bit, like so. Now we're going to make a more rusty looking page, just like these two. On here I've used coffee, rust water, and the same Easter egg dye we've used with the coffee. Making your own rust water to use on the papers is really easy. You put equal parts of vinegar and water in a jar and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I've put in some metal parts like nails and screws and let it sit for 10 days to 14 days. The first batch really takes this long, but if you already have made your first batch of rust water, you just keep the tiniest bit when you pull out your rusty elements and use the rust water for decorating, like here. And then you put in the same amount of vinegar, water and salt like before, and your already rusted parts. This will just take you, let's say, 4 to 5 days. So let's see. We're gonna be starting with the teal Easter egg dye. Using my spoon again. And then dripping it on to the top of my page and a bit in the middle, like so, and then just let it run across the page. Woo! like so. Also the not protected areas. Yes. I have to protect the back. Oh no. You know what? I'm going to pull up the color I just spilled with the back of my page. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is going to be beautiful. I can't show you yet because this is still wet. Can't turn it over. I'll show you later. Just pressing, pressing, pressing. And now I'm going to pick up bits of the liquid. And I'm going in with my coffee. Let me protect this again. So carefully dripping. Ooh, that was too much. Not that careful, dearies. On the teal color and some here, like so. Maybe a bit more here. A bit much. And I'm going to dry this again with my heat tool. Another layer of coffee. Dripping here and there. And then just moving around a bit. Oh, this was, that's okay. I want you to move here. Like so. Just pulling the coffee in the direction I want. Oh, and I forgot, dearies, if you're drying this with your heat gun, please make sure you're moving your heat gun back and forth and testing the temperature of your paper now and then, because it's paper and it can easily catch fire. So, and now I'm going to show you my favorite coloring trick. My rust water. I'm using a pipette for this. Shaking it up a bit. And just pulling out a tiny amount and drip it where I don't spill my coffee. Like so. First, and then I'm going in to the coffee stains. Mm-hmm. And you might have seen before. This is where I didn't spill any coffee. The teal color is underneath the rust water, and the rust is still orange. Here I've mixed the rust water with coffee, and therefore it's much darker. It's actually getting dark gray. Sometimes you can achieve black with this method. So now I'm going to add some more rust water, and let's see what colors we get with this. For this I'm using my spray bottle with rust water, shaking. So now let's see. Yep, the colors already oxidize. So let's put some more of the original color down here, like so, and maybe some here. Beautiful. So after everything has dried, you might want to brush off the remaining metal particles that are coming with the rust water a bit. And now look at this. We've achieved black with brown and orange. I love it. This is where I spilled too much coffee. The coffee actually ran on the fabric. I've already dyed the fabric with rust water and coffee, and you can see here where there was more coffee. The coffee, not me. The coffee has created a frayed edge, another frayed edge. I love it. So now for the back, no, wasn't enough of the there's just a little bit left. Wasn't enough of the Easter egg dye. I just dyed the fabric a bit, also nice. But the paper is really nice now, like here. Yeah, and there, this actually is a bubble in my paper. I'm going to get rid of it. No worries, dearies. I've actually heated the paper up too much, and since in gesso is some kind of acrylic paint will actually throw bubbles. Just the acrylic paint, but we're going to get rid of it or cover it somehow. I don't know, but I like the result of this page. You can also pre-mix some acrylic paints or watercolor, liquid watercolors with water, put in a spray bottle, and then use it to spill your to splatter your paper. Or for the darker colors, brown and black acrylic paint, heavily watered down, but I'm actually using coffee for the background. Just dabbing on the coffee a bit, like so. So this is still a bit damp. Where's my spoon? There you are. You know what? I think we're going to spray this time. Shaken up. And now this is what I need my spray booth for, because most of my spray bubbles are not doing what they're supposed to do, but I'm going with it. This is really the messy part, but the result is so beautiful. Again, drying. So now I'm going in with my acrylic and watercolor spray mixture. I've used orange, sienna, and let's see, orange, sienna, and dark red. In fact, burgundy for this. You have to play around a bit with your colors till you achieve the rusty orange tone. Just pumping, pre-pumping. So there you go. Like so. Where's my brush? Now I'm taking a really soft brush and just dabbing a bit, like so. And yep, drying. So now we have the teal and the orange, and I'm going to go in with my dark acrylic paint a bit. Just carefully spraying here and there and moving this around with my brush again. Now you have something like this. Maybe you'd like to go in with a bit more of gold. I'll do this when decorating the page. Finally, here, the color and the coffee, the very liquid color, the Easter egg dye and the coffee have seeped through the sewing. I love it. And this is the result on the other side. For the second colors part, I told you, I'm showing you how to achieve this from this. In fact, this is really this kind of plastic measuring tape you get when, don't know, buying cheap needles or crochet hooks, something like this. To get it a bit aged, I used sanding paper and just rubbed it a bit on here. On this side I used clear gesso. This is clear gesso I made myself with white school glue, simple white school glue, a bit of water and baby powder. You maybe might want to use starch for this, cornstarch. Some of you might have calcium powder. I do, but I didn't use it for this. I should have. Baby powder doesn't work that well. It's more, yeah, more opaque, I'd say. But for this project, it's perfectly fine. So, as I said, you sand this a bit, then put on a layer or two of clear gesso, and now we're using the acrylic mixtures again, and the Easter egg dye. So first, let me see, I'm going to spray a layer of teal on this, like so, and drying. Now I'm going in with, let's see, the brown color, just a bit, hopefully. Yes. Let's see, a bit more. Like so. Taking off the bubbles. Yes. And a bit of the orange color. These spray bottles are really annoying. So now we have this confetti-like print. And we're using the back side, the rougher side of our paper towel, and just rub a bit, just the tiniest bit, just to take off a little bit of the color, like so. And there you have it. For this, in fact, I used Tim Holtz Distress Oxide spray. I don't know. This is more chalky, and this looks more like it has eaten up the plastic. Here you can feel and see the color is rough and on top, and this is really smooth. Now you could also use a piece of sandpaper and just go slightly over this. Like this. And there you can see the numbers again, the tiniest bit. And this actually is a nice piece of ephemera for your journal. Dearies, hopefully you've had fun watching me getting messy and showcasing my mistakes, like this one, this bubble. I see you for the next video. I hope so. And till then, stay crafty and be excellent to each other. Bye!